Hey, what's up YouTube? Your boy Chris. I'm out in the Caliente garage. In this video, I will unbox the lower knee wings air deflectors that I picked up for my 21 Honda Goldwing. I picked these up from Windwings. I will include a link in the description of the video where I purchased the lower knee wings for my 21 Honda Goldwing. They would actually fit the 2018 or newer Honda Goldwings. So stay tuned to this video. I'm gonna get these lower knee wings unwrapped. We're gonna take a look at them and get them installed on the 21 Honda Goldwing. So let's get started. So before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Danny over at Windwings for coming up with the lower Windwings for the 2018 or newer Honda Goldwing. So shouts out to Danny over at Windwing. So let's go ahead and get these opened up. Let's get this opened up and see what Danny has in the pack for me. And Windwings just came up with these lower knee wings. They also make the wind deflectors for the previous generation Goldwing. So I will include in the description of the video or where you guys could pick up some wind deflectors for your Honda Goldwing for the 2018 or newer. And they also make wind deflectors for the previous generation Goldwing. And also, Danny is normally at Windwing. So for any of you guys that want to get some wind deflectors put on your Honda Goldwing, if you go out to Windwing this year in Shreveport, Louisiana, Danny is normally at Windwing. But I will put his information down in the description of the video. And these actually matches the previous Windwings that I put on the Goldwing. These are a match. I'm not sure what this bracket is. I have a bracket and a plastic. It does not come with directions, so I got to try to figure this out. Screws and nuts, plastic caps. Just lay those right there on the seat. So made of a thick material. Looks like these brackets may go like this. Okay, I want to give you guys an update on this bracket that was in the kit. It came with a little plastic sleeve and this funny looking bracket. And I reached out to Windwings. I reached out to Danny, and he explained to me that that bracket was actually for one of my hand wings for my DCT model Goldwing. So this bracket that came in the kit is not for the lower knee deflectors. It's for the hand wings that I picked up from Windwings back at Winding. So these hand wings will also go on the previous generation Goldwing. So Danny actually sent me a bracket where I can install my hand wings on the DCT model, because on the DCT model you don't have a clutch and there's nowhere to connect the the hand wing on the left side. So this bracket is actually for the hand wing on the DCT model. So I just want to give you guys an update. And so we're going to get into the lower wind deflectors for this 2100 Goldwing. So looking at the brackets, these brackets, they look identical, but one is actually taller than the other. The shorter bracket goes on the right side. The taller bracket goes on the left side. So just want to give you guys an update on the brackets. They look identical, but they're actually not the same height. The shorter goes on the right. The longer bracket goes on the left side. So let's get the lower wind deflectors installed on the 2100 Goldwing. We're going to take the tallest bracket because the right shorter bracket goes on the right side. The taller bracket goes on the left side. So inside of the kit, we got 4 of these little plastic inserts. They're going to go inside of the hole like this. Better to put the bracket on. So I'm told that it will be better to put the bracket on the bike, then put the screws through the wind deflector. But I want to just get it started to kind of see how it's going to look. I'm going to take these little plastic inserts and come from underneath like this. Okay. The little locking nuts, screws on the bolt. Just going to get it started. I'm not going to tighten it down just yet. And these little plastic caps are going to go, they're going to snap over. Once I tighten everything down, the plastic caps will be the last thing I put on. So it's going to go like this. So on my Goldwing, I have the valve cover lights. So I'm going to remove this valve cover light and try to access the bolt that's underneath so I can connect the bracket. Okay, so for this installation, I'm going to remove the valve cover accent light. I'll take that screw all the way out. Those screws are the same length, and I'm using a 4mm. Just gonna pop this light out, and I want to access that screw or this nut right on the top. So the bracket that goes on here is gonna mount on that screw, so I need to get the proper socket to remove that screw. Okay, so I'm going to take my 8mm and here we go. Remove this 8mm bolt. I'm going to take my bracket and I'm going to run the 8mm bolt back through. I'll reach in and tighten down this 8mm bolt. I'm gonna hand tighten it first. Okay. Being careful not to lose my hardware. And now I can slide the accented light
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem.
So if you have the accented lights, then this setup actually may not work. So to install these lower wind deflectors, it looks like this accented light will have to be removed. I'm going to see if there's a way around it, but right now it looks like this bracket is going to be in the way. Okay, I want to show you kind of a problem that I ran into, just a small snag. Okay, I want to give you guys a quick look at the deflector. I just installed the bracket on the back side, and the problem that I'm having is that the Gold Strike valve cover accent lights actually cover the mounting hole for the wind deflector. So if you do not have this accent light, it's not a problem, because now you can just take the bracket, you can take the hole on the bracket, line it up, and sit the wind deflector on the front of the Goldwing. Well, the problem is that this bracket, where it actually twists, is too tall to go under the bottom of the accent light, because the accent light actually covers that mounting hole. Okay, so I think I've came up with a solution. I reached out to Danny over at Windwing, and I made a suggestion that he extend the flat part of the bracket 2 inches longer to push the wind deflector out, so it doesn't. The accent light covers the mounting hole, and this plastic is in the way. I'm going to cut off some of this Gold Strike plastic, and I think that once I cut off the plastic, I can sit that wind deflector on top of the hole for the mounting bracket. So I'm going to take, I could take a Dremel tool and just cut out. Move my camera so you can see it. I'm going to cut out a corner. Now, if I had a Dremel, I could take my Dremel tool and just cut, but I'm going to use my soldering gun because it's hot and I can just melt that plastic. So I'm going to try to melt away some of this plastic and just see if I can just take out some of this plastic that's in the way. Damn! But a good installer must always be prepared to improvise and overcome any obstacles that he or she may face. So a lot of times I'll hear people that install accessories on their Goldwing or on their motorcycle, and they can only do it by following the directions. But a good installer must always be prepared to improvise. You got to always have a contingency plan. What if it doesn't work? So that's the thing about me. I always try to have a contingency plan just in case that something doesn't work. So I never tried this. This will be the first time I've ever tried this. I reached out to Windwing and kind of let them know that that mounting bracket is too short. If someone has the Gold Strike valve cover accent light on their Honda Goldwing. So that's real hot. I'm gonna try to remove this plastic piece. Just take it off. Just remove it. Being careful not to burn myself. And now I'm gonna see if I can maybe cut a little bit more. And like I say, a Dremel tool would probably work better. You have to be prepared to use whatever's in your toolbox, whatever's in your arsenal to get the job done. So now I can lay the accent light back down. And now that hole is not covered up. Let's see if the mounting bracket will actually go over the light. So far, I think this is going to work. First thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to put the screws back just to get them started. So I'm going to take the 8mm bolt that I took out, and I'm going to see if I can put this back. Reaching. And it's best to probably not put the wind deflector on and get the mounting bracket on here first. But I just wanted to see if I can get it started. So now I can start tightening the accent back down. Like I said, a good installer must always be prepared to overcome any obstacles that he or she may face. But I think it's on there pretty good. And now I just got to reach in and tighten that bolt of the bracket. Just tighten it down. And once I tighten down that bolt, then I can finish tightening down the side bolts that holds the accent light. And like I said, it's probably best that I don't have this deflector on here first. But I just wanted to make sure this was going to work. I'll just take my little open box wrench. And one day I may invest in some ratchet box wrenches. Tighten it down. Just going to tighten it down. I think this is going to work. And like I said, I've never done this before. No directions. That's nice and tight. And now I can tighten down the two bolts on the back side of the wind deflector. Nice and tight. And so now I can take these little plastic caps, snap it on. Look at that. And so now I have the lower knee wings on the front of the 2100 Goldwing, and it actually matches the side wind deflectors that I installed in a previous video. If you guys didn't see the installation of the side wings that I have on my Honda Goldwing, click on that video link at the top of the corner and it will show you the step-by-step on how to install the side wing. So now that I have the left knee wing installed, we're going to do the right side. So the problem that I ran into on the left side is that that bracket will not fit because of the gold strike accent light. So let's see if we can, let's see what it takes to get the lower knee deflector installed on the right side, and hopefully we can get this bracket back on with just minor modifications. So let's remove the side valve cover. Two bolts. I'm using a 4mm T-handle. Take the bolts all the way out. We need to remove this bolt located on the front. Using my 8mm ratchet. That's the thing about working on these bikes. You need children's hands almost. If you have big hands like I have, it makes it kind of difficult sometimes to get your hand in tight places. So I removed the 8mm bolt. So we're going to make the same modification on this side, and I'm hoping that this would work. I'm going to take my hot knife and I'm going to cut this plastic off, and hopefully we can get this bracket to sit directly where this plastic is located. I'm just going to begin to melt away some of this plastic. So this is not in the directions, but I'm hoping that this will work for the right side like it worked for the left side. A good installer must always have a contingency plan and make a way out of no way. I just find it a lot easier sometimes to use a soldering gun to melt away plastic than it would be to take a blade and try to cut it. That flat piece needs to be 2 inches longer, and then you can go up under it, but it's not. So how am I going to get that to work? Okay, in this portion of the video, I made some modifications. I cut the plastic off of the valve cover accent light on the right side of the Honda Goldwing. So I picked up some things that I need to complete the install on the Honda Goldwing. I picked up a spacer. It's a 1/4 by 3/8, and it's a 1/2 inch tall. I'm gonna take the mounting bracket, which is gonna sit like this. The spacer is gonna go underneath. Now the original bolt that came out is not gonna be long enough to bite the threads. So I picked up the M6 by 1.00 by 40, and it's a metric bolt. I just need one of these bolts, and this bolt is going to replace the OEM bolt. So the plan is to try to make sure that bolt fit. And that bolt will fit. So I'm going to take this bolt out. And I'm going to replace it with a longer bolt. It's about a 1/2 inch longer, and I'm going to add the spacer. So I'm going to remove the original bolt. I'm going to place it through the spacer. I'm going to place it through the bracket. I'm going to place a spacer, and now I'm going to drop that through the side of the Honda Goldwing. I'm going to take my offset screwdriver and see if I can tighten it down. I'm going to flip it over. Take my plastic washers. Take my plastic washers and put them through. Take my ratchet and start tightening down the mounting bracket acorn nuts. Through the valve cover accent light. And this will conclude the installation video of the lower knee wings that I installed on the 21 Honda Goldwing. I actually like the way everything turned out. It took a little bit of modifications, being that Windwings has just come out with the lower knee wings. I had to do some modifications to the gold strike accent light for the valve covers, but I got everything installed. Everything is nice and tight. Everything looks really well together. If you guys are interested in having the Windwings installed on your Honda Goldwing, you can actually have them installed right there at Winding. Just find the Windwings booth. There are at Winding every year. So if you want to get these actually put on your Goldwing, whether it's the previous generation or the newer style Honda Goldwing, even the earlier Goldwings, you can have them installed right there at Winding if you want to get the lower wind deflectors or the lower knee wings or the hand wings installed on the Honda Goldwing. So be sure to stay tuned to my channel. I will do a later video where I actually install the hand wings for the newer style Goldwing. So be sure to look for that video. I will be coming out with that pretty soon. But I like the way everything turned out. Everything is flowing. Everything came out nice and neat. Everything is on nice and tight. I think they make the brackets in a chrome and also in a black powder coat, but I will include a link in the description of the video or where you guys can actually purchase the Windwings for your Honda Goldwings, and you can install them yourself, or you can have them installed right there at Winding. So I like the way everything turned out. Took a little bit of modifications. A good installer must always be prepared to make modifications to get the job done. So if you guys have any questions or any comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you like this video, be sure to click the like button. If you would like to support the YouTube channel with the donation, be sure to click that thanks button on the bottom of the screen as well. If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I will, as always, I will
Talk to you guys later. See you.